you gave me the signal. That's the signal.
Okay.
We're back.
We got a real class act going on here.
All right. All right, we're rolling. All right, so this is my rum right here, right?
Yes.
And then that's another rum. Everyone's got their own personal bottle of rum here tonight. Are you
Basically,
I'm
drinking the
drinking
blonde?
that one.
You're drinking this one.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Straight.
we might have to get another sherry cask before it's all said and done.
So
So,
good.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that tends to happen around here. We're right next to the fire station, so it's like everyone seems to like have a problem like right around 6 o'clock. I can attest for that.
That's funny, man.
Yeah, that's like the witching hour for everybody. So
Hey, one of my really good guys, he works for Pompano. So Danny
does he?
Free Smith. He's not working today, but if he was, I'd be like, yo, come on through because he's
Yeah,
good
right.
people.
there they go. Oh, they're coming here? Oh no.
No, they go.
Oh, they're just going slow. All right. Bye fire truck.
Yeah.
So we're starting it off with sirens, guys.
Good
So
deal.
that's a good way to get it going. I'd like to welcome you guys to the Connected by Water podcast presented by Joey Cardi, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and fueled by our good friends at Papa's PLR, who remind you never to be a spectator. We're going to make every effort today to make Papa proud, right?
Hey, man.
So, like, who called this meeting? Somebody called this meeting, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was you.
No, you called me.
Yeah.
And then I was like, let's do it.
And
Yeah.
I was the last person to find out.
Yeah.
All right.
I was like, Ben will do it.
All
I
right.
called Ben. I was like,
sorry, I
good
keep
deal.
moving. All right. Listen, we were talking trucks. And you
Mhm.
said you had a 2019 Classic
Mhm.
Dodge Ram, and you're looking to upgrade.
Yes, I am.
What happened?
See, what had happened was no.
You tagged his wife in this, right?
No, I did
Oh,
not.
no, no. Please
I'll send
don't.
it to her. Just
All right.
Yeah.
I'll send it to her.
Well, hey, you
Where's
know
the
what?
Coke? Oh,
The
you're the
Coke is right
bartender.
here.
You're the bartender.
All right, got you,
All right,
buddy.
Ben's
I
the
got you.
bartender
Hey,
today.
you ready for this?
So,
Oh, yeah. there it
there
is.
you go. All right. So listen, Carlene has the night off this evening. The girl deserves a night off every now and then.
Every now
She's
and then.
working hard. She's carrying +1.
I didn't know that.
No, yeah, she's about I think 5 months along.
Cool.
Maybe almost 6 months by now.
Congratulations to her. Awesome.
Congrats.
Doing
Get
good.
your sleep now.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Well, she's got one already. This is gonna be
okay.
number 2 for
All
her.
right.
Awesome.
So for her and Mike, yeah. So yeah, so they're pretty excited. So
Very
what
cool.
happened was
Okay, so I just gotta say that it was not her fault. I gotta give her that credit. Yeah, I mean, but you know that
we're talking about the car accident.
no,
Or?
yeah, the car accident.
It's never their fault. What are
We're
you talking
marrying you.
Oh, so all right. So she went. She was like, hey, you know, I'm gonna go to the gym without you this morning, you know. And I was like, well, take my truck because it needs to get driven. So she took my truck. She goes, and me, I'm a notorious like, hey, turn the ringer off. If it's important, I'll call you when it's over. So I wake up to on my door. And you know, I'm like, oh, whatever. It's just my chick being
She looked
lazy.
she looked like Ellen from Seinfeld. What's her name again?
Louis
What's her name for?
Louis Drake.
What's her name from?
Elaine?
Elaine. I was saying. She looked
No.
like Elaine when you open
She
the door
doesn't.
in Christmas Vacation. It's all mangled with a raccoon.
No, I wish it was that, but it was actually me. I was literally like in my drawers, walked up to the door, opened the door, and it was my neighbor. And I was like, oh shit. I should probably hide behind this door. But then she's like, hey, call Jano. She you know, well, that's what everybody calls my wife, Jane, actually.
Okay.
And they're like, hey, she's been in a car accident. And then I'm like, oh shit. I should have my
You had
ringer
your
on.
phone off?
Yeah. So I call her. I'm like, hey, what's up? You okay? She's like, yeah, I'm good. Just you know, I got into a car accident. It wasn't my fault. But come over here to the gas station, you know, at blah blah blah. So I drive her car straight there. I get there, and my car is mangled. Here I got some pictures which I'll show you guys. I guess later. Anyway.
You can,
Yeah. Well, anyway, I can multitask. I think I can. But so I get there, and she's still in the car. She literally has not gotten out of the car, and because the cops told her to go over to the gas station, and she's sitting there in the car, and you know, like, you know, she winds the window down. She's like, the first thing she says is, "Babe, it wasn't my fault." I was
Mhm.
like, "It's okay. Are
Yeah,
you
yeah.
all right?" You
yeah,
know?
right.
Yeah. She's like, "Yeah, I'm doing okay." I was like, "Well, I have you looked at the car? She's like, I haven't had a good look at it. Well, I was like, well, it's banged the fuck up.
Really? She totaled it?
It
Or
wasn't.
it got totaled? It got totaled?
It wasn't.
I shouldn't say she totaled
yeah,
it,
no,
right?
she-
It
but
got totaled?
I wish it would have got totaled. You know what I mean? It would have probably been a better story. But no, it was not totaled. You know. And,
Hold on. Not to cut your story off, right?
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
what happened?
Hold on a second. Time out.
What did I do?
Does it mean on equal footing?
Yes.
Our bartender, Carlene Ravinsky, that is not here tonight. You owe her $5.
Oh my goodness.
Man,
Well, that went quick.
that upsets me.
Wow.
She probably would have. Oh man.
So, Ben,
I gotta say. All
are
right,
you
so
leading
finish
up-
the story. Finish the story.
No, well, yeah, it wasn't her fault. You know what I mean? And it took me a month and a half to get my car right, and my car looks better than it did when I bought it off the lot now. So I'm like, hey, I need another car.
trade it in.
So I'm trying to trade it in. Does that mean I cannot
Does
trade
not
it
have
in
clean
with
Carfax.
anybody else now?
Well, there's not a lot of inventory right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so
Hey,
it makes
and,
it makes
and
it-
honestly, the frame of my truck is solid. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? The frame wasn't. It was all mostly cosmetic.
right.
So they replaced the two doors. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you know what I mean? The car is perfect. I mean, I'm like, holy shit. I
Yeah.
really like this thing now.
All right. Well, rock on.
The only thing I hate is that, you know, like it's a classic and it has 50,000 miles on it now. So I want to start from scratch again.
That car will last you a long time.
Yeah, I bet it will.
Yeah. So Carlene says he gets to pay the bartender that didn't even show up. LOL. Right.
Hey, man, come on. Google? Did she Google that?
Probably.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know,
Everybody
but we'll
will
see.
Google it.
Yeah. I'll ask.
So
her.
let's
Yeah,
talk
sure.
about my truck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Talk about your
come on.
truck.
I have a 1999 F250 with 325,000 miles on it. And I'm pretty sure the kids enjoy kicking the rust off the fenders in my driveway. And, yeah, I don't know what I could get for it on trade.
Didn't you have I thought you had the eco
Oh,
truck.
that's for the work. Yeah.
Oh, that's a work
I can't
truck.
talk about that because a Cardi's your deal.
Yeah,
I don't
that's all
want
right.
to
That's all
brag
right.
up
No,
on my,
it's cool. It's cool.
the 2021 Power Boost.
That's all right.
Best truck ever.
Well, I don't know about that. We get.
It's
Did you see the
amazing.
truck that Harris drove off in the
I
TRX,
know, but
my
it's
friend?
just so amazing.
That
All right.
truck is great.
Dude,
I really enjoy driving that thing.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
It's all right.
We'll cut it. Okay. All right.
So listen.
Okay, I guess it sucks.
Speaking of
I
great
like Dodges, though.
Speaking of great builds, though,
Yeah, man.
you got a great build going on right now.
Yes, sir.
Tell us
So
about that.
We just started the Sequentis, which we did about 3.5 years ago. We built a 43 Jupiter with Jupiter, and we
Mhm.
called it Sequentis, and it was supposed to be kind of our home turf, like run around on nice days, sailfish out front. And we just grew a little bit. So the next one is, excuse me, we have a 60-foot Bayless in the works. They just put up the jig for it last week, and I was there helping them with that, and I'm excited.
Nice.
But,
Now, this can you tell us the unique feature?
yeah,
of
it's
that?
going to be a 60-foot express walk-around,
Nice.
which is the first express and first walk-around Bayless has ever done.
It's a big express.
Yeah, it's we basically took the Tar Heel platform
Mm-hmm.
that John's done so well with, and we stripped it down quite a bit and took a lot of weight off of it. Same motors, same transmissions, same fuel, a little bit more in the fuel capacity actually,
Mm-hmm.
and bigger Seakeeper. We
Right.
did a 26 instead of splitting it up with 2 9s. So it should be pretty cool, man.
So what? Is this hull number one of that?
This is it's technically for Bayless, it's hull 30, but it's
No, I mean of this model.
it's the first one they've ever done.
Yeah, first one they've ever done.
First one they've ever done.
So all right, so it's going to be pretty interesting seat trial
Yeah.
on that one.
It's going to be different, and it's going to be
Yeah.
fast, and it's something like we're just getting at the point with boats, they're so fast now.
Yeah.
Like it's like everybody wants to go 40 knots, 40 plus knots, but it's like you got to be real about how safe
Well,
it
I
is.
got to imagine with that boat, I mean, you're taking all that weight off, that thing's going to move.
That's exactly what I was going to ask.
Right.
We're kind of thinking like a 42 knot cruise to 44 knot cruise.
Jesus.
It's
Wow.
gonna hit the 50 in the tops.
Yeah.
That's what we're thinking. I mean, it might not be, but I mean, how many situations pop up where you could actually do that is a better question.
Well, you're at
you know?
60. You're at the right size for that,
Yep.
right? And then
Mhm.
you're taking some weight off of it, and you're keeping the engines the same.
Keeping the engines, keeping the water lines the same.
Pretty confident you're going to get there.
We're gonna get there.
Yeah.
We're gonna get there, and for us, it's just kind of the way we entertain and the way we host our guests and our boss. You know, it's got a lot of the nice things that bigger boats have, such as, we've got the full galley for all the food and drinks, and we have a nice bathroom, shower.
Right.
Some sleeping accommodations for crew. So when we move around or go to different locations with it, it's gonna be nice, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited. But
Very cool.
Should be October, November 2023 is what
That
we're
quick?
thinking.
Wow.
Well, it's been in the works for a little while.
I hope
already,
John
right?
Bayless isn't listening, but that's kind of what we're thinking
Yeah.
right now. I know he's in Costa Rica. He's not.
Yeah.
Hey, are you getting a text message right now?
What?
Hey,
Yeah, he's
John
talking
Bayless text messaging you right
No.
now. Like, hey, slow down, buddy.
I put some pictures up like, I don't know, 6 weeks ago or something. I posted something, and he literally called me in like 20 minutes. He's like, get that off the internet.
Oh, really?
He doesn't, yeah.
Yeah.
We
Well,
keep
if he
things
doesn't want
kind of,
to,
yeah, we keep things little quiet,
Yeah.
But it'll be cool to see come together. And it's my first boat that I've built with the boss. He had the 90 when I started, so I wasn't part of that. So this is going to be, it's been a good time.
Yeah.
And our 68 is there now too, getting new motors. So that's exciting too, because we're doing the new Caterpillar 2025s.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, so we're adding about 400 horsepower to the boat, which it was already a great boat.
Right.
So we're
It is
excited.
a beautiful boat.
It's an awesome boat. I'm
Yeah.
really
It rides. I remember us going out.
Yeah.
On it. It was rides so nice.
It's a phenomenal. I mean, he's ran it up.
Mhm.
It's just
Yeah.
the lines, and it's one of the prettiest boats I think he's ever done.
Speaking of running it, you were just up in Cape Cod,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Those,
Right?
running his
Yeah.
boat.
Mm-hmm.
Running that boat. So
Yeah.
you're fishing tournaments?
Well, we did I think it was a charter more than anything.
Mhm.
And then John came back in town, and then he was like, "Hey Ben, you're still around. You want to go fish this tournament with us?" And I was like, "All right, I'm all in."
It was cool.
Yeah, it was.
It was
pretty
special.
epic.
Like it was pretty special.
Were you up there too?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was. He came back
he-
in time to run the tournament.
We
so.
had
Okay.
we had a really good group that's always chartered our boat for a week, 2 weeks a year.
Mm-hmm.
Great family from New England. They actually have just purchased their own boat now, so they aren't going to be chartering with us anymore. But I had been going nonstop, and we actually had to move around a little bit of a storm, and I asked the boss if I could bring him in to run the boat for the charter, and I got to go home because
Yeah.
I needed to go home.
Yeah.
So Ben did a great job, and then when I came back, we fished the billfish blast.
The billfish. No, it was the tuna blast.
Yeah.
It was not billfish.
The bluefin tuna blast.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
was that the one you were telling me that they released like hundreds of
Oh,
bluefin?
490
Something
What?
like that. 490.
something.
Really?
All
releases-
fatties too, right?
They were all
Like pretty
30
good.
30 to 80 pound fish.
all of them small ones.
Yeah, small.
30
Yeah.
to 80 pounds.
All trolling fish, and it was
Right,
just the
right,
most
right.
epic
Mhm.
bite I've ever been a part
it
of.
was
Wow.
Tuna wise.
tuna.
That's insane.
It's all bluefins.
We had Andy on last week.
Oh, yeah?
talking about
Mhm.
Nova Scotia and everything like that, and
Oh, that's
and just itching to get up
giants.
there. Yeah, I'm itching to get up there in September. So
Yeah.
Mm.
No.
I'm itching to get up on one of those Cape Cod trips as well.
Dude,
too,
it's that is like one of the. I mean, the bottom fishing's great. The bluefin tuna
Yeah, I'm
fishing's
starting
great.
to get that bluefin fever.
Yep, and even the canyon fishing, like the western canyons up there,
Yeah.
when you get away from New Jersey and Long Island, and you get up in the western canyons, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the best blue marlin I've ever caught are up there. Like they're not necessarily huge fish, but
Remember that trip, man?
which one?
The one where we hooked the one at like 4:45 in the morning.
The redheaded.
Literally, we're
Tell me
so okay. So
that was a good one.
The redhead.
yeah,
No.
I'm gonna
Is that what you
explain
said?
this to you. Yeah, redheaded. So there's a Joe shoot that they call a redheaded slut, which is a crystal. Well, it's a redhead with crystal flash.
Okay.
So it's about I
It
don't know
was- it wa-
4:45 in the morning.
Yeah,
and,
the sun was just
it's-
coming up.
and that's normally the witching hour when it comes for like big eyes and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
that's why you start before the sun comes up.
Mm-hmm.
And
Troll
we're
in the
putting the
dark.
spread out. I literally have 2 lures out, and then I see something flop in the spread. And I'm like, man, that really look like a pork. Oh, that's a blue marlin. You know what I mean?
He's
So
just
this
free
thing, he
jumping
flopped, yeah,
in the dark?
Flopped second time.
Right,
So,
the sun's coming up,
yeah,
shining
really?
on him.
Okay.
so
Like-
I'm there with one guy that I feel like that summer I call it college because fishing with Tigger, which is I have much respect for him.
Mhm.
I learned so much from him.
Mm-hmm.
He looks at me. He goes, Ben, I've seen this before, and when they flop, they normally don't. He's on the left short. He's
Yeah.
going to tell me
Right.
that they don't eat. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But bam, he eats the left short and just dips. You know what I mean?
Oh, so he was about to tell you that they don't eat, and
that
they
they
started
don't eat, and then
pounding it?
bam, he's on. You know what I mean? So then I'm looking around. There's nobody up. I was like,
you got it.
I'm fighting this thing. You know what I mean?
Everyone was sleeping?
Oh,
Everybody was
everybody's
sleeping. It was me and him and Tigger
Tigger, that's
downstairs.
it. That's
we
it.
start
Who's Tigger?
fishing at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
I don't know
Tigger's name is Jeffrey
Jeff
Stollers.
Stoltz.
Okay.
He's the boat he's on now is called Artemis.
Yeah.
They're in Cabo.
Okay.
So with
Great.
the old captain
A lot of
of
knowledge.
Singularis, Jerry.
A
Mhm.
lot of knowledge,
Yeah.
man. I mean, that dude, you know, I speak to him just randomly, just kind of get the refill on knowledge, you know. And then, but that was one of the cooler bites that I've had. I mean, because I've had those nighttime bites in Costa Rica. I've had those nighttime bites. You know what I mean? But that was one of the bigger ones. I mean, what, you think that fish was like 350, 400?
400 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and
You guys brought it to stern?
Yeah.
well, yeah, we bought
released
it within 15 minutes.
Yeah,
and,
it was
and then
back there
and
quick.
then they're like, yeah, we want to get that lure back. And I was like, 45 minutes later, I was like, God damn.
We were
Fuck this lure, all right? I will buy you a new one.
Yeah.
I'm there like, you know, trying to put finger pressure on it and literally get this thing back to the boat, finger pressure and everything, and they touch the leader and go, ping. I was like,
Falls.
are you
You
serious?
lost the lure?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Yeah, but we carry like a dozen of them now. I keep
Yeah.
a dozen of those things around. But early in the morning, we're always tuna fishing up there,
Mhm.
big eye fishing. We start in the dark. Most of the time, we start in the dark and work that way. But that day, we were 4 for 4 on blue marlin. Best one was probably his, close to 4
Yeah.
by like 11 o'clock.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
then we didn't get another blue marlin bite for 2 days.
Yeah.
That's how it goes, man. That's
Yeah.
how it was like the tournament this weekend, the operation.
Oh,
I did
man.
gangbusters
Art,
on
man,
day
I was-
one.
I was
Yeah.
rooting for him, man.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
You know?
That was tough. That was a tough one. The even the winner, Jolene, only got 2 fish on the last day.
Yeah, I mean, I did the Silver Sail Derby the first year I was on the 90. We did the Silver Sailfish Derby, and I remember particularly because the old crew that was on the boat, you know, we always talk a lot different. And he's like, listen, if you're going to go kite fishing in South Florida, a 90-foot boat is not what you want to be
Right.
fishing on because it's just not ideal. And first day, we didn't catch anything. We didn't get one bite. And then I had spoken to them that night, and we were talking. I was like, well, I think, you know, tomorrow's another day. But we ended up going 10 for 13 the next day, won the daily, and ended up in 4th place. So it can happen.
Yeah.
It can happen, you know, but
So
it can
this is
shut
for
off.
Silver sailfish, you said?
Yeah, that was, I don't know what
That
year
was
that
silver.
was.
I think that's 2018.
Oh, that was- Do you remember calling
Yeah.
me on the phone? You
Yep.
go, you got a bent rigger.
He's like, no, I don't.
Yeah, and I look up because the hard top on the 90 is so big. I have to move 10 feet to one side, and I look up, and my port rigger was dog-eared down.
Come on.
No, I'd bent it.
What happened?
The kite got caught in the clip, and it put pressure on the
Really?
rigger, and it just bent it.
Really?
Yeah.
But you know what's crazy is the last time I bent a rigger in a tournament, it was in the Catalina Classic in Catalina Island. We won a daily that day too.
Nice.
That was the last time I bent a rigger.
Speaking
So,
of Catalina, we got to go fish that IGFA sword tournament next year.
that would be cool, man. They don't do a lot of bill fishing out of there anymore. The bluefins and the swordfish are
Yeah.
kind of what everybody does now.
Yeah.
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 So
Well, we're one sherry cast
we're
down there.
we're one down.
Damn.
Man,
I
down.
save all these bottles because my buddy Jim makes lamps out of them.
Nice.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. So speaking of tournaments,
Mhm.
you had a tournament that you
Yes, sir.
still run, at the beginning of the season to kick it off, called
Yes.
the Dust 'Em Off.
Yes, sir.
And we talked about this before, last time, but we didn't talk about this year's. So take me through some of the things from this year's tournament.
Well,
what happened so
first
special?
off, I have to start with thanking Courtney Bowden.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause
Absolutely.
Courtney, if it wasn't for Courtney, this tournament would have been in the grave. I was prepared to end the tournament, actually. Just not because I didn't want to do it, but I just did not have the time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then she called me and she was like, "Hey Ben, we talked previously about it and we never really came to terms." But she's like, "Ben, like more than anything, I saw that you're trying to give back to Mahogany, which was
Right.
the kids foundation." And she's like, just because of that, I would really love to try and keep this tournament going. I was like, all right, awesome. So whatever help you need from me, I'm there for you. And she's like, vice versa. So
Mhm.
she was able to keep it going. And last year, we were able to raise $10,000 for Mahogany. All
Very
right,
cool.
and we kind of set,
Very cool.
we didn't set a cap, but we were like, listen, as long as we can raise $10,000 every year,
Mm-hmm.
we're happy. So this year we were able to raise $10,000, but not only that, we were able to get 56 boats, which is
Oh, thank you, sir.
we never had more than 50 boats, let alone 56 boats.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So and actually I was looking too, which I mean, good going, for Jamie too. They had 56 this weekend, which just shows how much people really want to get out and fish competitive, right?
100%. I mean, especially out of all the crap that we're just coming out of.
100%.
You know what I mean? Where things are like up and down, and then you're going to get some guys that are hesitant, or and just some places hosting places that are hesitant too, and it doesn't make it as smooth and as easy as it used to be. So it's nice to see numbers getting back up.
Well, and it shows the health in the industry too, because for a long time
the industry's healthy.
Yeah, no, I mean, but when you see a group of people that are avidly competing and they're that into it that they'll invest their time and money and resources to go, like, they want to better themselves, and the only way to really better yourself is obviously fish as much as you can, but then participate in events like this and see where you stack up, and don't be discouraged, and be, be part of the community, and you grow. It's awesome, man. Just to be a part of it is very special.
That's part of what we call the free state of Florida. Why I think what helps therapeutically people get out is our access to the ocean and the water and the outdoors, and how easy it is to.
Can you imagine Florida without an ocean? Would you be here?
Nebraska?
No.
Flat?
Yeah.
No. You get to keep the swamps.
Yeah.
You get to keep the hot and the humidity, but you don't have an ocean.
Listen, I'd be in Idaho.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man.
Hey, you got any ice over there?
No, I do. I thought I gave you some, man.
I have some. I need a little more.
All right. This guy's a little needy.
I'm going to try this. I am needy.
Johnny boy needs to get taken care of.
I'm getting older. I'm needy.
But
we talked about midlife crisis.
Oh, God.
Hold on, I'll give you some more.
No, that's enough. That's enough.
No, it's not.
So you're just embarking on your midlife crisis era now.
I am.
Right?
I am. I turned 40, and I was like, oh my God, I need another tattoo.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, I speak from experience, my friend. Things hurt a little more now for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going to start feeling pains in places that you didn't know existed before. You're like, why did that happen? There's no rhyme. It's just getting older, my friend.
From 40 to 42, my eyes went from like a 9 to a solid 5.
You got good eyes?
I have great eyes.
His eyes are crazy.
Yeah.
Like him, like
That's
eagle
probably,
eye. It's incredible.
You got a bent rigger.
Dude,
he sees that, right?
I'll never forget. What was another day we were in the canyons too, and I think we were following a boat, and I was like, whatever, I'm just going to do a turnaround, but we tried to hey, everybody go to a corner, like we had a fish on the teaser or something, turn around, just to make the guys that we were following think we were onto something, but we weren't onto anything. And then out of the other corner, Ben goes, oh shit, there he is. And it was the only white marlin we saw that day, and we didn't catch it, and it's like, okay, I'll never do that again.
Yeah, I felt like an asshole. Straight up,
I felt
man.
like a straight asshole.
How long have you guys been fishing together?
3 years.
3 years now.
Yeah.
3 years? Seems like you guys have been fishing together forever.
Well,
just a lot of experiences in the summer,
Yeah.
He spent a lot of time on the 90 with me.
Yeah.
Because on that boat, you needed, we always had 2 captains on the boat the whole time.
That was a big regret of mine. I never set foot on the 90.
Yeah.
I never got to
Beautiful
see the boat.
boat.
Every time I had a chance to go see it, then it was like there was a trip going on and going off.
That was
a beautiful boat.
That was a really special boat.
It was.
And the people who have it now, they're just starting to realize how special it is. Because I kind of threw something out there at them because I had somebody who probably would be interested in it. And there's no way. They're not going to let it go.
No.
He's going to keep that thing now forever.
Is he?
Yeah. In fact, he's getting a brand new 88.
Yeah, that's
right
what I
down the
heard. I was
street.
about to ask you about that.
And that's why I reached out, because I was like, well, maybe he's going to let our boat go.
So he's going to have a 90 and an 88?
He's going to have...
Who is it?
He's going to have a 90.
Can you even say who it is or no?
No,
Yeah.
I won't say who it is.
All right.
He's going to have a 90, an 88, an 80, a 165, and a 220.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's this
Can I
guy.
date this guy?
He is. Let me tell you what. They are first class.
Yeah.
They are awesome. They treat their people great. I got to hang out with them when they were purchasing our boat. I love them. I've gotten to talk on the phone with them and get to know him a little bit. And he is super cool.
Can I throw a hint?
Yeah, people know.
He's a Chevy guy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Had something to do with Days of Thunder.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's Tom Cruise. No, it's not.
No, it's definitely not Tom Cruise.
No, so I've gotten to that boat. Honestly, man, that a lot of people. I've gotten to meet a lot of people because of that boat. It drew a lot of attention, and it deserved it. You know? That's
So it's funny. Like to me, it's like this. Like you can have like any kind of hot supermodel ever.
Mhm.
Can
Yeah,
I?
I mean, yeah, I think you can. So
Now you tell me, man.
Let's go back to this midlife crisis.
Oh my God.
So, but you
What
pull
the
up
hell
somewhere.
am I doing here
Yeah,
on a podcast with you
I
guys?
know, man. So you pull up somewhere, and then somebody's like, "Oh man, your chick is hot," but then you pull up somewhere, and then you got Beyonce,
Okay.
and then
All
you're
right.
like, you're like, nah, she's not only hot, she's really hot. You know what I mean? And
She moves really well.
yeah, and she moves really well. Oh no,
Oh, is that your wife calling you?
no, oh no. Oh,
All right, it's fine.
no, right. Yeah,
It's like,
so
what are
she's
you talking
really
about
hot.
Beyonce for?
I am staying so far away from this
Oh, man.
conversation.
Are you?
Yes.
Well, we're not live, so we're good.
Oh, good.
Oh no, keep this on. Come on.
Yeah.
He was telling me how he loves Beyonce.
Do
Not
you?
me. No. Carrie Underwood.
All the same.
Carrie
Underwood.
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 Carrie Underwood. Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
a
yeah,
good one.
she's pretty.
Hey, man.
We're allowed to talk about pretty girls, right?
You can talk about whatever you want on the show.
All right. So, hey,
You can talk about whatever you want.
Yeah.
No, but I swear, when I was working in the music industry, we could get concert tickets all the
Yeah,
time
yeah.
for everything. We got Carrie Underwood came across my desk like, hey, you want 2 tickets to Carrie Underwood? I'm like, yeah, I'll take that. I'm like, call my wife. I'm like, hey, you want to go see Carrie Underwood tonight? And she loved Carrie Underwood. She's like,
Yeah.
yeah. And we had good seats because they were Universal's tickets,
Mhm.
right? So we were like right next to the stage.
That's awesome.
I tell you what's awesome is Carrie Underwood's legs. Like, I'm telling you, I'm not kidding. Like, even my wife was making comments like, she's like, holy crap. I mean, they're like, like not
Formidable force.
Yeah, I'm not even going to go on, but
Yeah. You might want to stop.
it was a great show. Let me tell you, we
Yeah.
were highly entertained all night.
Listen,
Oh,
if
yeah.
wifey is like she's hot, you're good, man.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Dude, I've been married so long. If I said, hey, Carrie Underwood, whatever, my wife would laugh and she would just sit there. She
Yeah. We had a
Oh.
funny conversation the other night. We were saying, imagine if you put a 45-year-old guy with a 21-year-old. How does that go? Can you talk about that?
What, when we were talking about it?
You should put a 45-year-old married guy in the same room, right?
Take a girl on a
21, 25-year-old single girl.
Yeah.
Give me
like-
the
And
hell out of
they're
that
forced
room.
on a date.
No.
Right? That girl will never want to get married.
Yeah, dude. So send a 25-year-old girl out with me. First of all, I'm gonna have a kid in the back seat screaming
Right.
and being an asshole, and then we're gonna go to like Applebee's or Chili's because that's all you can afford
Right.
when you got a car full
Right.
of kids.
So
in the
I
back
want to go to
seat.
that nice place down on the beach. You're like, sweetie,
and then
all
she's-
that money just went to rent, car insurance, soccer registration. We're going to Applebee's
Yeah.
tonight. I'm
I'm
sorry.
gonna buy her shitty 2-for-1 margaritas, and when I get home, I'm gonna be like, it's on.
Yeah. She's
For
gonna be like,
2
"No."
minutes.
So I can tell you what my headache is on. That's what
the
she's going to
belly
say.
and the whitey tighties roll
Yeah.
out.
Your daddy pillow. So that's what you call the daddy pillow.
Yeah, I mean, dude, the woman would be like scoring the rest of her life.
We are going south quick on this show.
Oh,
you know
God.
my favorite part about the whole married, like getting older thing is
tell me.
Please tell me.
how taboo farting used to be. Now it's just like,
Let her rip.
ooh, babe, I got gas, and I'm like, yes, you do. I got
Dude,
two.
it's like sometimes it's like I'm not even mad or grossed out. I'm impressed. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
My 8-year-old son takes that to a whole new level.
Oh, good for
Like,
him.
he is obsessed with farts. Like, even just talking about it. Well, Mommy, can you make me a fart sandwich for lunch? She'll like walk out of the room like it's not like all day long. So I'm telling you, we crossed that threshold a long time ago. Like, if we didn't cross it before he was born, like that threshold has been completely demolished.
But that's
by
what
now.
it's, you gotta be comfortable with your bodily functions
have
because
to.
everybody does it.
Yeah.
Like if I was a kid, well, not if I was a kid because I was a kid,
Mhm.
but when I was younger,
If you're still a kid.
if all the girls that I dated would have farted,
Mm-hmm.
I would have got over that in like my 20s.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I dated chicks in my 30s where I was like, oh,
Yeah.
but now I'm like, oh, you go, girl.
Did you ever pull him aside and go, "Hey, rip a good one for me"? Like, hey,
I'm not into it that much,
I'm
bro.
in it for the long
Did
haul.
you-
I'm in
hey.
it for the long haul. I want to know what you're working with.
Hey, did you ever
I
catch,
just want to know what to expect. I'm a light sleeper.
just like, let me have it.
No, man, I'm about to damage
First
some
date.
microphones right now, man.
That's what you got to do. Like, if you give any advice to like a guy in your 20s, like when you go on a first date with a girl, it's like, listen, you got to give her like the farting, yes or no. Like the 1st question, farting, yes or no. right? and see what she says, like, and just like start
She's
asking her a
gonna
bunch
say-
of firing
she's
off a
gonna
bunch of
say
questions
no.
like that.
And if you meet one that says yes, keep
Right.
her.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Did you ever catch your wife farting in her sleep?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Isn't that adorable?
Sure. Do you just give her an arm and you just
Sure
snuggle
do.
up closer to her?
It's like you know things now.
That's something you could probably do tonight. It's gonna be like 40 degrees. So
Yeah, I know, right? A little heating, man. So we have
God.
definitely contributed nothing to
Oh.
our audience today.
Listen.
there is no fishing knowledge being bestowed at all.
All right. Fishing knowledge. It's a fishing show that's not about fishing.
I know.
But
But in all honesty, like with marriage, like now that you're past all that stuff and
Mhm.
everything else,
Mhm.
I don't know. What makes me appreciate it is what we've been through and how far we've come more than anything else. 'Cause
That's
there
it.
isn't another girl on the planet that would have gone through what my wife's been through with me.
Amen, sir.
Not at all.
Amen to that.
Right.
So
absolutely.
I used to always tell my friends, especially like everybody that's like contemplating marriage, I was like, listen,
Mhm.
I want you to think of the worst thing you've gone through and tell me, after the worst thing you've gone through, is there anybody else that you want to be with?
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, and if they're like, well, I was like, all right, dump her. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
because
Mhm.
for me, all the worst things I can think of, I've been through with my wife.
Mhm.
There's nobody else I would go through with it.
Yeah.
Dude, you hit the nail on the head. Right? You really
Yep.
did, because I got to be honest with you. You know, just, I mean, there's things you keep within the family and all the stuff like that. But,
Oh, yeah.
you know, and, you know, I'm not saying anything went wrong with me and my wife, by far from it. Everything is totally fine. But, you know, you go through life and you go through
Oh, yeah.
challenges and struggles that your family brings upon you, and, you know, and struggles that finances bring upon you,
Mhm.
and just and struggles that just life. And
Yeah,
you know,
man.
listen, I mean, we started this, I'm just telling you my story, not saying my
Yeah.
story is better than anybody else's, but we started this business. My son was born 2 months early, right?
Mhm.
And we started this business 3 months after that, and left my day job of 17 years.
Ooh.
But it was in the plan. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And we're like, wow, do we still do the plan? You know, like, because he's 37 days in a NICU and he just got out of the NICU. We just got this. They can't leave the NICU till they're 5 pounds,
Yeah.
Mhm.
right? He was born 3 pounds, 11 ounces. And you know how babies drop weight a little bit, you know, after they're born. So then he went all the way, he was 3 pounds, 7 ounces, went all the way down to 211. He was healthy as an ox the whole time. He was just small, and he needed to grow. They can't let him out of the hospital until they're 5 pounds. So 37 days in the NICU, and I will say one thing right now. I know everyone praises the nurses through all the COVID things that they had to deal with, and it's true, you should. But I'm going to tell you right now, those NICU nurses
Oh, it's
are
crazy.
angels sent from heaven. They truly are. My niece is now a NICU nurse up in Charlotte, not Charlotte, University of
Charlotte?
North Carolina.
Oh,
Gotcha.
okay,
Tar
yeah.
Heels.
Raleigh.
Yeah. At that hospital there.
Mhm.
And you know, and my other niece is a NICU nurse in Atlanta now
Wow.
too, right? So we have a family full of nurses.
Yeah. Yeah.
But to get back on track, what I was saying, you know, there are struggles and there are things you go through, and then we had to build this business, and she sacrificed so much
Mhm.
of her own. Like, you see some of her paintings on the wall, and I'm proud. Listen, I'm telling you right now, I'm proud to have my wife's paintings behind me on this show, right? Because I know that there are things that she goes through with these kids. We homeschool,
Mm.
you know, and you know, and she has sacrificed so much of her life. She's an artist too,
Yeah.
right? And you know, but we're making it happen one way or another. You know, we're pulling the strings. We're playing the puppet show.
Yep.
And you know, and life comes, and
Oh,
things
dude.
happen, and you know, through all that, that's just our daily story.
Yeah.
There's struggles that happen that get put on you,
Yeah, but that's
family things, but that's life, right?
That's what
Yeah.
makes
Well,
greatness.
that's what builds a marriage.
Yeah,
is
amen to
that
that, brother.
you guys adventure and you guys struggle through all that together, and
Mhm.
when you come out on top, nothing's gonna feel
Yeah.
better.
Well, there's something I remember. He had an article, and was it Marlin, or what was that?
Yeah,
with?
that was a
Yeah.
Marlin one.
That
2
that
years
you know,
ago,
talking
though.
about just basically how to negotiate the family aspect with a traveling angler.
Yeah,
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Which, I mean, that's tough. Yeah, I mean,
it's
it's very tough for you guys.
it's super
Yeah.
difficult, and we choose to do it. And we love to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
We get to do it.
Get to do
Amen.
it.
that.
We get to do it.
Yeah.
But like same as you, I mean, similar story with my son was in the NICU,
Mm-hmm.
and he had a popped lung when he was
Ooh.
born. But he was there for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But my wife was there every day, so this is the first time I ever knew the NICU. But
You
just
gotta wash your hands for like
oh, dude,
5 minutes. Like they make
Really?
they make you pull your
Well-
sleeves all the way up and scrub for like 5
and the
minutes.
huge part about
man. And
having
then you got to do it again when you leave.
the child in the NICU too is there's no breastfeeding, there's no
Yeah.
that bond that happens between an infant and its mother doesn't happen, which leads down the road, which my wife and I have learned. You know, we had behavioral issues and emotional issues after that because that never happened. So it's just it's a whole bunch of stuff you don't think
Right.
until afterwards. But I'm with you. Like, it's having somebody in the trenches and having somebody that supports you. And I mean, if you talk to my wife most days of the week, it doesn't sound like she's supporting me, but she's in the trenches. I mean, she runs the house. She does
100%.
everything with 3 kids, and I am a pretty free spirit. Like, I get up in the morning. I don't plan religiously. Like, I kind of have an idea what I'm going to do every day.
Yeah.
But I fly from the hip, like one thing to the next thing to the next thing to the next, and I just go, and I don't think about a lot. So she is left to handle a lot of it.
She's left to think for you.
Oh, she thinks, dude, I would be so much more successful if I'd let her do that more.
Let me ask you this, right? You guys live that captain life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like literally, you like. I don't think there's anyone really in the world living captain life more than you guys. Like you guys, you're traveling too, and on top of it, you're not just living that local charter thing, where you guys are going all over the place, working the best programs in the business. Okay, and that can't be easy on that family life, right? It can't. Let's be honest. You know, it's just like, all right, there's a wife probably has their limits. As to understanding, and sometimes it's not of your own choice. Actually, most of the times it's probably not of your choice. You got to do what your boss says. Hey, we're going to be here this week. Hey, we're going to be there that week, or you got to do whatever it takes to keep that career going, or whatever the reason why. You know, but sometimes, I mean, it can't be like. Sometimes it's good to get away, right? But but more often than not, maybe sometimes you just want to be home every now and then. Like, take me through some
I
of
don't know
that.
about you, but I mean, yeah, I in my 30s, I was very much, I enjoyed traveling and going and seeing new things and doing new things. And when I started making the turn, because I ran motor yachts for a good period of time in my 30s, because I had basically gotten to a point on the sport fishing boats. We kind of had an economic issue back in 08, 09, and I had some opportunities to run bigger boats with more crew, more responsibilities, better pay. So I did that. So I was excited. I traveled a lot and I was all over. But as I've made the turn now, and I love being home, and I love my own bed. And when I get home, I don't want to go anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to go anywhere anymore. Like my wife, you know, she's talking this summer. She wants to do the Montana and Yellowstone and Mount Rushmore in the Dakotas. And I'll be good with that, but I'm just spent, man.
Yeah.
And I like doing it for work. We're doing some cool stuff in the next couple of years with our program, which I'm excited about. But I've definitely noticed a shift I've noticed a shift in the way I think about the traveling.
Your
now.
wants and needs and all that.
Yeah, you know, a lot of the guys, you talk to old school captains and stuff. The biggest thing you'd think, like, people are saying, "Oh, you get to go to Costa Rica, you get to just do that." I guarantee almost all of them, they're gonna say, "Oh yeah, I love this restaurant, and I love this restaurant, and I love this." Like, they literally have their restaurants they're stopping at. That's what they're looking forward to.
Right. Yeah. Where am I eating?
Yeah. Where are they eating? And that's kind of.
I can kind of relate to that. I mean, you know,
Yep.
you like even doing what I'm doing too. It's like, you know, all right. You know, when I originally, you know, just started painting fish for a living was actually before I quit my day job, and for a long time I've been painting fish since I was a little kid. You know, my first gallery I was 17. It was right behind here. You know, and even though I worked in the music business for 17 years, I was still painting fish the whole time and working with this freelance at the back end. And finally, to a point where my wife's like, "You got to go do this just full time. It's just like too much. You're working all day and you're coming home and you're painting like nonstop." She's like, "I don't ever get to see you." She's like, "Well, just choose one." And I'm like, "All right, well, then if this is good enough to afford us a living, I'm going to choose painting fish." And then, but my whole point in bringing it up to relate to what you're talking about was, you know, I was all about the whole lifestyle of like, you know, traveling to Costa Rica and then fishing all the tournaments and everything. And then we started having a family, and then you start building a business, and I started taking it much more serious. And then that travel to Costa Rica, that, you know, fishing tournaments all the time and dedicating my time pre-fishing and catching bait, and kind of faded away a little bit. I still love doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I now take a lot of joy in fun fishing.
Yeah.
Which I didn't before, as much. I'm like, no, man, we need to compete. We need to compete. Now I'm like, no, man, I need to get out and I need to really enjoy, like, is for the grassroots reason that I started fishing in the first place. And that's where I'm at right now.
Well, this is
I
my
can understand
contribution to this conversation right now. Is how long have you been married?
14 years.
How
13
about
years.
you?
13 years going into 14.
12
Yeah.
years.
Going
All
to
right, so
13.
I've been married a year and a half.
Mhm.
So you can compare me to you guys in your early 30s,
Mhm.
basically. You know what I mean? And where you stand at in your relationships, all right? And we haven't had kids,
Mhm.
but that's the goal, obviously. Yeah, I mean, so I'm more comparable to the guy that's in the industry, even though I'm 40 years old. That's
Yeah.
just kind of in
That's
his
where you wanna
early
be,
30s. You know what I mean?
get it.
Right.
And I look at it like this. I have a wife that completely understands the industry, where it's not my decision if I go somewhere or not, but obviously she wants to be part of the journey.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, and
I do.
however, she's in her 40s too. Yeah, I mean, so she's splitting like the lifestyle, hair by hair. You know what I mean? Where she needs to juggle a full-time job, but at the same time, she wants to juggle having a relationship and having the intimacy of being with her husband. You know what I mean? So she's offering like, hey, you know what? I can save my vacation time until the summer, and I'll travel wherever you're at and things like that.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I guess the point I'm trying to get at is that like what he's saying. Yeah, that's accurate because he's there now.
Mm-hmm.
He has kids. He has 3 kids that are already now old. Not 2 of them are older. One that's a little younger. Where now he can be like, hey, you know what? Home is where I want to be. But me, like, I can still travel. I don't have kids, so my wife can actually come.
Kids changes things.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like
lot.
my wife is
A
like,
lot.
hey, you know what? I will meet you wherever you're at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
but I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that when kids come into that equation, that's going to end.
Can I give you-
slows you down?
Hold on one second.
But-
Can I give you some advice?
Yeah.
And I don't want to sound like I'm giving advice.
You're good, brother.
but
Can I give you some advice? But I don't want to sound like it.
no, I
I'm
don't want to.
giving you
I don't want to
advice.
sound like a pretentious asshole by
Mhm.
saying it like that. But if you could turn back the clock, and you probably agree with me, John.
Oh boy.
There's one thing that you should do before you have kids. There's only one thing you should do before you have kids. Travel with your wife.
Yeah.
As
Yeah, I
much
never got to do
much
that.
as possible. Somewhere not fishing related.
Yeah.
Take her to Paris.
I love that, man.
Take a big
All right.
fucking trip, dude.
Yeah.
I
Like
love
at least
that.
do one big trip.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Go to Ireland. Go to I don't care, anywhere, Italy, whatever. Go to Brazil or something. Go somewhere significant like that big. At least take one big trip.
Yeah.
If you can't take a bunch of little nice trips, take your wife somewhere. That's something you're going to take with you for the rest of your life.
It's
Because when you
amazing.
have kids, you're not going to have the time, dude.
Well, what's amazing about you saying that is that, like, I look back on it, and the majority of the big trips that I've taken have been destinations that I've wanted to go to,
Mhm.
not her.
Mhm.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Actually, that's a good point. Let your wife pick where you go.
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah, 100%, man.
Say hey, babe, I've been working hard. I know I travel a lot. You know what
Cheers
I mean?
to that, my friend.
And just say, you pick a place, we're going there.
Yeah.
All
See what
right.
she says.
Yeah.
You might like the place.
That I can
You're right.
agree with
Because
that.
you know what? Because she's probably going to consider you too when she picks the place.
Yeah.
I guarantee
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Right?
All about
I
it,
met
man.
your wife. I see the way she looks at me. She loves you to death, dude.
I love that girl,
Yeah.
man. She's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, put up with me. She's
Nah.
she's a 10.
She can sit through a dinner with him. She's got patience.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I sit through a dinner with you.
Yeah.
Those are short.
Dude, last time, so I go to lunch with him and his wife,
Whole
and the
clan.
whole family, right? We go, he's like, I'll be honest with you, dude, I just want to go to Burr's room, right? Angela's probably like, I want to go on the beach, I want to go to
Oh,
a
yeah.
nice place and everything like that. He's like, no, man, give me Burr's room, so we want the Burr's room. And he's like, give me the triple threat. Give me the big fries, like the whole thing like that. And then before the Big John's got like, he's ready to eat, like, yeah.
Golly, John, come on, man.
I'm
He's
trying,
a big
man.
guy. He's a grown
Yeah,
boy.
but I need to rein it in a little bit.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
for
you look,
sure.
You look
for
good, though.
Dude, I'm 310 pounds right now.
Yeah, but you're also like 7 feet 6
Yeah,
inches.
but
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you stretch it out.
This is what I call he's proportioned.
Yeah, I know. But for me and
See,
my
but
health,
I'm like half the height, but I'm like, I'm starting to push maximum density.
I just need better habits. Like
Yeah?
I need better habits, and I've played a lot of I'm always so busy that I'm always busy, so I'm always productive because but I think I could be better at being productive in a shorter amount of time.
All right.
So that's kind of like my goal for like the next few years is like be more intentional,
Okay.
And
So what's the biggest challenge of the captain life other than being away from family?
Staying motivated.
Okay, why?
I think so. You know what I mean? Because it's like, don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? You have your work list. You figure out what you need to take care of. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm just being straight up. There comes a point of being you become complacent,
Right.
kind of in what you're doing.
Which I think is funny because you guys live a life that people are like, man, I want to go there. I want to go there. But they don't see the day-to-day. They don't see everything that you're having to handle.
Well, so what happens is that over the summer or there's certain times of year where you're super duper busy. You know what I mean? You're like bam, 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 bam. You're knocking it out.
So when you get downtime,
so then when you get downtime, you're like, okay, I deserve this.
Right.
But you know how how it goes.
If you want to be good,
if you
you
don't,
can't
that
say
just
you
happened
deserve
to
it.
me in New Jersey.
What have you done for me lately is
Right.
basically how it goes. It's like it doesn't matter what you did before.
Does
As
not
long as you see that they see productivity. Yeah,
It's good rum, isn't
that's
it?
great rum. But yeah, as long as they see productivity, they're happy. But then when you sit there and you're like, hey, I've been gone for 6 months, and I'm gonna take 2 weeks off. Then you get the questions like, hey, so what are you guys doing over there? What's going on? You know what I mean? So that to me is the biggest thing: is not becoming complacent, realizing that, hey, you know what? Even though in your mind you might think that you deserve to have a little bit of a break off, you still gotta show up. You know what I mean? And do what you're hired to do. So
yeah. My thing, and it goes with
consistency.
Yeah,
right?
my thing more because from the train of thought I come from, my background is I spent a good amount of time working at a church, going to Bible school, and something that was always big there was leadership training.
Right. And I want to get into that a little bit.
Okay,
too.
that's fine. But the big thing that they stressed where I was in particular was excellence, and it was just about pursuing excellence, having a standard of excellence, and maintaining it. Which if you get complacent, you can't keep it up.
Right.
So for me, my biggest thing is
You tried defining excellence too, and
I think defining excellence for me is I try never to leave an opportunity on the table. And I try to.
It's very hard.
Yes, it's very hard.
Very hard.
I can contribute to that definition. I think is making sure that those around you feel that they have something to contribute to the excellence of the program. You know what I mean? Make sure that you hire somebody or you have somebody there that thinks that, hey, you know what? That it's not a dead end street.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I can sit there. I can contribute. It's going to be considered. And then also in the end, I'm going to have an opportunity for growth. So if you can relate that, I think throughout.
A huge part of excellence too, in the whole grand scheme of things. I've a lot of John Maxwell stuff. Back in early 2000s, pretty much all his books and stuff. But a big thing is the leadership factor.
Okay.
Type of leadership, like how you lead, how you bring up leaders, how you leave things behind you. The leadership factor is huge for me. And I've gotten to a point now where, I have definitely not checked off all the boxes. And there's a lot of stuff I want to do competitively. I need to step up and do a little more, which we're going to be doing over the next couple of years with the new boats and some things that we have in the works. But I've gotten to a point where I'm confident, and I don't necessarily rest on accomplishments. But I am kind of enjoying my time more because I got guys like this. I got you. I got, different guys where I can call, and we're just kind of enjoying because the first part from 20 to 40, it's like, holy shit, it's like a rat race, and you're just trying to keep. The way I hustled for jobs, the way I hustled to find jobs, to find opportunities, my wife can tell you, I got a login to my buddy's brokerage account, and I went on soldboats.com, and I literally would make a list of all the boats that sold that week. and I would write an email to all the brokers that sold them. Said, "Hey, I'm available. This is what I do, and my resume is going out." I mean,
Hustle.
I made a job of getting a job so many times throughout the last 20 years. It would blow people's minds.
You know what sucks is I look at guys in that age range that aren't doing that.
They don't have.
nowadays
they don't have to right now.
I just look at him and I'm just like, man, you guys are letting time slip
but
away.
now,
Yeah.
the market is so
It's stupid.
rich right now.
Oh,
And I don't mean monetarily. I'm just saying that there's so many opportunities out there for people right now that they don't have to work hard to find jobs.
Listen, pigs get fed, hogs get slaughtered. This good times is going to end too. And the best guys are going to have jobs and keep their jobs and keep doing what they're doing. If you want to get lazy and complacent and nothing, and I'm getting old enough to the point too where he is, where it's like I look at the younger guys, and it's not that I don't see, like, I'm fortunate. Like, I have a great mate. I have great people that I've worked with, him, Steven Rivera. We've had great people that have worked around us. But what is coming up right now, the level of entitlement and, like, they're so pretty.
So this is what I was going to. So this is kind of, this speaks to my point that I was going to make about defining excellence.
Excellence isn't pretty.
No, excellence is not pretty.
It's gritty.
I mean, it's so funny. Like, we had a new employee start today, and I said, okay, you are coming here today, and when we interviewed, and all the things you said about me were nice, and it's cool, and people got to say that to get the job and everything like that. I'm like, and the facade of this company might be Dennis Friel in the artwork on the outside and everything like that. So, but now you're going to see how the sausage is made.
Right.
We work very hard here, right? And it's, and it might not look like we work very hard to make it look good on the outside, but that's our job. And that's what we do. But you talked about excellence and, and all the things that you're striving for. And I think the biggest challenge to excellence is making sure that your ego is not your amigo.
Amen to that,
right?
brother.
And that's really kind of the thing too about the other thing you were saying about the younger generation and just the ego's not your amigo there too, because when the dust settles, right, and you got ego and nothing in your hands, how's that defining excellence?
I don't mean to come down hard on like younger guys either, because if you met my captain that I worked for back in 2000, a while ago, 20 years ago, he would tell you
2000 is 20 years ago.
You believe that?
No. Oh,
so it's like he would say the same thing about me probably, and I've realized how far I've come.
Were you born in 82?
81.
81?
79.
1981 was 40 years ago.
I know. I know.
Oh my God.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I some good ones for anyone that wants to get into it more. I finally got through it for the second time, but Extreme Ownership, Jocko Illink.
Yeah. Very,
very good.
What's that, a book?
And Dichotomy. His
you know that book?
Dichotomy Leadership. Yeah, it is.
You read the book?
Yeah, it's Jocko Illink, and he is.
Nice.
He is.
Yanni, we got to get you a mic, Yanni.
Yeah,
you read it too, Nick? I got to read this book.
Yes, and then
but you read it.
But
did you read it?
I ain't read it.
We got to read this book.
I'll buy it for everybody. But and the one that sets you up, I think, really good is the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, John Maxwell. That is, it's not as flashy as like Jocko is a badass, but
yeah, but I like getting granular.
Yeah, Maxwell's books are great.
The devil's in the details,
and when I was in Bible school, that is one they pushed on us a lot.
Yeah.
And they pushed a lot of other shit that I won't even talk about anymore because I don't work at a church anymore. I don't really agree with it, but
so all right, so getting to that point.
Yeah.
All right. If
need some Jesus.
I need some. Everybody needs some.
Everybody
Jesus, right?
needs some Jesus.
Come on now.
Oh,
they sell that at Target.
Target.
If they could, they would.
No, obviously. Listen, I mean, obviously, my dad was a preacher.
Yep.
You know that, right? Or he was a deacon. The same thing. But I always wonder. My brother went to seminary and everything like that, and he went through all the, and he's still kind of involved with his church out there in Bradenton, but he's gone and moved on now. He's teacher and a coach at IMG Academy.
Okay.
But what makes you take that path and then divert from it. It's always kind of like I guess it's a personal journey for everyone,
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
but
it is.
are you
It
willing
is.
to talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, well, my wife and I both grew up in, my wife more than me. I was raised in the church, and I had kind of gone away from it, and then ended up
Me
back.
too. I was raised.
Yeah, and ended up back in a situation, after some life, parents divorced, and some unfortunate things with our family businesses, and falling out, getting kicked out of college, and different things that had happened to me, and I ended up back, and it's still something that I love.
Right.
Because really, if you look at what I think the base layer of church is people. And
People.
I just love people. Like I love sitting here with all you guys. I love sitting anywhere. I don't care where it is. So that is what kind of brought me back. And it was good. At that time in my life, it was where I needed to be, and it's what I needed to be doing. And I did it, and I learned a lot, and I'm a better person because of it. Once I got into the inner workings of what you would probably call the modern day megachurch, I didn't quite jive with kind of what was going on, and I left, and it didn't affect my relationship with Jesus Christ very much. It affected my relationship with church. In fact, my wife and I, she was at the same church I was at when I was going to school. She was actually the head pastor's assistant for a long time, and she was in the music ministry there. And on any given Sunday, our church would have about 14,000 people go through it. So it was a large production. Large. Like literally the pastor pulls in underneath the church. They wash his Escalade while he goes up to his office and gets his food fixed for him in his office. He goes and preaches pre-service. I'm telling you.
That's how Pavel Bure used to show up for the Panther game.
But this is listen,
underneath the BB&T.
Listen, the guy, there's no question that man worked his butt off and built something great that helps a lot of people. But man,
it's a business though.
It's a business, man.
Yeah.
And but
I'm with you.
Yeah,
listen,
so that's kind of why. That's kind of how I ended up.
The way I see
it all worked out.
Yeah, I kind of like. I'm of the mindset that you take God with you.
Yeah.
Wherever you go, whether you believe in Him or not.
Yeah.
And that might be controversial of me to say.
It ain't.
But
No.
if you don't believe in God, in some way, shape, or form, I think deep down inside, there's a struggle with it. And I don't think I really like this is the controversial part, and I don't really know if you say, I'm atheist, you know what I mean? I think in the back of everyone's mind there's still the what if factor.
The what if
For sure there is.
Well, let me tell you my story. Is that I grew up in Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday church kind of lifestyle.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like my mom, she was into it.
Really?
You know what I mean? Yeah. But this is a woman also that I saw that.
Did you grow up down here?
I grew up in Miami.
Miami, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I graduated.
So you're
I
native,
graduated from
just
Cole
like
Park.
me.
Yep.
There you go. All right.
So
I'm an implant.
yeah,
you're
in
Michigan.
Yeah,
you're apple cider.
This guy, if it's like UM versus Michigan State, he's a Michigan Stater.
Yeah.
So.
I was raised a Florida Gator.
I tell you my college room. I don't mean to cut you off. We'll get to that.
No problem.
My college roommate was from East Lansing, from Novi.
It's a great town.
Yeah, so we drove up for that Michigan State one.
Way better than that Ann Arbor town.
I think 2 years from now is Michigan State and Miami up north.
That'll be cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm
Really
going
cool.
because I made some really good friends. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right. So I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Talk
Go back
about
to your
God.
story.
Anyway, so anyway, as I multitask. So
I need some more ice.
yeah. Oh, you're getting it. When I was when I was younger, man, I used to go to church on Tuesday, Thursdays,
Like Coltrane.
Saturdays, Sundays. You know what I mean? And it was supposed to be good for me, but it came to that point, which I'm not trying to like quote what's my boy from where he was like, man, he was like, I'm ready to go to hell. No, like so much church. No, but straight up, I got to the point where it was such a kind of like a burden to me that I just lost it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? However, though, I never.
It can become too heavy if your parents push it too hard. It can definitely become too heavy.
But I never lost the like, hey, like there's a greater being.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? All I lost was
Actually, put
feel.
ginger ale in that one. Yeah,
ginger ale.
Yeah,
I
just
got you, brother.
I'll take ginger ale too.
change it up.
All right, we only got 2 ginger ales, and this is.
Well, I'll take a Coke then. Give me a Coke.
No, we got more ginger ales back there. Anyway, as we drink rum and talk about God,
Amen.
That's it. Drinking rum and talking. I'm telling you. Listen, I'm telling you, we are solving all the world's problems today.
Yeah. So, but listen, I got to a point where I might have said this before because I've had rum, but that I was not.
Made that one kind of stiff, Ben.
I'm sorry. I'm not as spiritual. I'm not as spiritual as a lot of people that believe, like that are strong into the church and stuff like that. But I do believe that there is something greater. You know what I mean? And I do believe that, those one moments where, say, you were thinking about running a red light and then something goes by, you're like, oh man, something stopped me from doing that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I believe.
Yeah.
But I'm not the spiritual
I got a
person.
friend, Dave, that always says, like, no matter what bad happens to you, it was always God's hand keeping you from something worse happening to you.
Yes.
I mean,
like,
I believe in that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I see what's going on, and I see people, and I see society and everything else. And I'm fortunate. I got awesome people all around me. Good friends and good family. Through time, I mean, it hasn't always been like that. But, I mean, the biggest thing that, and this is where I'll probably end it because I can go on forever because I got a little fix in my body about this.
I know you can go on forever about it, but I mean, just I'm picking your brain. That's all.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think something and it's funny because like my wife and I both left the church. We still had our beliefs and they were solid, but it took us leaving to kind of really look at why we were there in the first place and what we really believed. And when we came out of it, we were honestly much better off and more sound than we were when we were in the middle of it, when we were in the middle of the show and working at a church. And
right.
I mean, because it was like you said, it was like
I always call it
Wednesday night.
Pushing that rock up that hill.
Yeah. Oh, dude, we were pushing that rock.
I feel right now that if I were more connected to the church, I would miss out on meeting far better people.
Yeah. This is the way I kind of look at it.
Seriously,
personally.
man. I think that there's so many people that
I get what he's saying though.
Yeah.
I mean, because listen,
I've just met a lot of really asshole in church.
Oh, me too.
No,
thank God they're there.
I think that's what he's saying. That's what he's saying.
Like,
That's what he's saying.
Like people outside of the church.
Yeah.
By going beyond the horizon,
oh, for sure.
You become a pioneer.
Here's one.
Yeah.
I got a story for you. So when I was in the Navy, all right, I spent a lot of time in Singapore.
Hey, sailor.
Okay. All right, we got jokes tonight, huh? We got jokes. All right.
Rome's kicking in for Big John over there.
Yeah, Big John
Bro,
over
watch
here
out. He hurts.
calling me out. So anyway, when I was in the Navy, okay.
Okay.
Keep going. Sorry.
Oh man, it's good to see you guys.
Yeah, right. So I'm in Singapore, okay, and just a totally random spot. I ended up going. Actually, this is a music story. I went to a jazz club in Singapore on the River Quay.
Come on.
And I mean a stellar jazz club.
That must have been epic.
Oh yeah.
Did they have little red drapes over all the lamps and everything?
No, it didn't. So Singapore is like the Miami of Asia.
Right.
Okay. It's a melting pot.
I've never been there.
Yeah.
Well, it's also they got the port and it's like a big money town, right?
Big
like
money
in and
town.
out, transient.
Yeah, and
right?
there's not a lot of Singaporeans. You know what I mean? Like most
That's
of the people
it's
there.
like transient.
Yeah,
it's
transient.
like in and out. It's just like Miami.
Yeah. So I'm there hanging out, and I meet this is gonna sound so gay, but I meet a couple dudes. You know what I mean?
We said sailor and gay
I know.
within 1 minute of each other.
I know.
We're going downhill.
Damn it.
Let's go.
Anyway, so I meet a couple dudes. All right. Yeah, non-sexual dudes, and
You know how much worse it made it sound that you said that?
No.
A lot worse, Ben.
All right. I'm sorry. Hold on. All right, back on track here.
Hey, I tell you what time I saw Carrie Underwood.
So
let's talk about our legs
we're
again.
sitting there and we're hanging out. You know what I mean? But we're having drinks and we're just talking about life. You know, we're not talking about women. We're not talking about politics. We're just talking about life. And, and I've never met these people again in my life. You know what I mean? But it was awesome because one dude was from India. The other dude was from London. But
right.
But his dad was like the ambassador to Singapore or something from London and something like that. And I just thought it was amazing that you can sit there and have I'm sorry. You can sit there and have just a conversation about life, unbiased, and at the same point, hit on stuff that are similar, yet you live 10,000 miles away from each other.
But don't you think that that's kind of the story of like nowadays? If you look on media, if you look all over what they're showing you, it's that everybody's left and right and this and that. But really, when you get down to the brass tacks of it, everybody's pretty similar.
Not everybody.
I've always to that
I'm
point.
talking
though,
majority.
I've always believed that. Listen, from one extreme side to the other, there's little tiny groups controlling the center masses.
Yeah,
and that's just really. I think that's just fact.
I'm on that page.
That's all there is to it, right? And if you want to be, you want a virtue signal, or they want to, hot button your emotions and everything like that.
Signal. Can somebody teach me how to virtue signal?
Watch the news. It'll happen to you. It'll happen to you in 30 seconds.
All right.
Right. So that's why we don't watch Fox, CNN, and none of that anymore. We don't. It does not go on in our house. No. It's like if my wife senses that the news is on TV, she'll come in the room and yell at me.
Yeah,
because she feels that is like intoxicating. It's like toxic in her house.
My mom was just in town for the holidays, and one of her habits is she sits and watches Fox News all day.
No, then she's done for.
It shouts into your house all day. Everything that's wrong, it's in your house every day.
You got problems. Listen. That's all. They might as well just say that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I told her, like, look outside. Your grandkids are swimming in the pool. It's a beautiful day.
So the birds are chirping.
Exactly. Yep. You don't got problems. Like
today is not doomsday.
That's it. The sun's shining.
There will be time when you have them, but you ain't got them right now.
Go say hi to your neighbor and go let your kids play with them.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
It.
Exactly.
So listen, what I believe personally, right now, I was raised Catholic, and these days, if you say that word, everyone's like, right? But listen, we still take our kids to church every now and then, right? We want them to understand some structure with God, and that's why I think the important part of religion brings is some sort of thing. But I don't believe in it force feeding it down our family's throat. That's this is just personally the way we approach it as a family. My belief on that we're raising our kids Catholic, just because I look at that as a family tradition, right? Especially being raised, my father was a deacon. We're bringing that's our family tradition. If there's things that happen within the Catholic institution that we disagree with, we're going to explain that to our children. Okay, and we said, like, this is whatever. But to me, there's a lot of good that it offers, and more than the bad that people are perceiving, right? But hear me up. The way I really look at it, though, is that the entire earth, everybody on it, no matter what you believe, you are all children of God. You're all children of that higher power.
Right.
That's really the way I look at it, because I don't think God discriminates. No. I really don't think so at all. Whether you're Muslim or Buddhist or whatever like that, I really do feel that your channel to God, to that ultimate higher power, whether it be Buddhism, whether it be Hinduism, whether it be Baptist, whether it be Catholic, is proper. I really do think now you can effectively take any religion in the world and make it bad.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think you could take the Baptist culture, you can take the Catholic culture, and you can take the Muslim culture, whatever you want, and you can take the bad out of it and make it bad.
Yeah.
And you could also take the good out of it and make it good. And this is just my belief.
Yeah.
I believe that there is ultimately a creator of the universe, and we're all destined on the path to him. Right, and that's just what I believe. But Catholicism is just my channel to it. That's kind of how I see it.
I had to beat it all.
And
up
I probably
talked
about religion way more than I ever have on the show today.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, that's
it's
good,
not
man.
a bad. It's not a bad
thing. I have
no
issue with that, brother. I mean, straight up.
It's not.
And not everyone. And listen, and I understand not everybody agrees with what I just said.
No,
and I'm
that's
totally
fine.
cool with that, dude.
Yep.
You believe what you want to believe.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I think though that this is a healthy conversation, because yes, we don't talk about it all the time. You know what I mean? But I think that there's far more people that feel like you, that feel like me, or feel like
I agree.
You know, even if every one of our beliefs are different, at least we're talking about it. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be an argument. You know what I mean?
It doesn't have to be an argument.
It can be a discussion. Yeah. And I think that's the thing that we're missing right now, is that people feel that if you have to have a controversial discussion, it has to be an argument.
You have to be able to profit from it.
Well, that's a huge thing too.
Then
you
you
have to virtue signal. There's a lot of overhead
because you can't
places.
profit without conflict.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I beat it up back and forth after leaving the church and obviously going back to running boats, and I'm doing just fine with that. But the bottom line to me was that I had to get back to, and it's something that I am kind of more right on it. You know, for me, it's Jesus, and Jesus is it. And
Me too.
listen, if more people could just get out of the box and not worry about what the people at the church are saying, and not worry about going on Sunday or Monday or Tuesday, whatever day you go, it's focusing on what he did while he was here and how he did it and how he told us to do it, and just get on with your life. Just get on with it. Listen, if there's one thing I know about humans, we can fuck things up more ways than I could ever imagine.
Yep.
And listen, that man did not fuck up, and he did it the right way. And the only thing humans have done after him, they've done their best. A lot of them very wholeheartedly have done their best, but we've screwed it up a lot. So whenever we think we've screwed it up, whenever we aren't getting it right, just go back to how he did it, and let's just do it that way.
I agree.
That's it.
John, I got a question for you, though, man.
Yeah.
It's like there's so many interpretations.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like how
For sure.
if you're a person that sits there and you want deeper understanding of what's going
Okay.
on, how do you
No, keep going. Keep going.
how do you sit there and choose what interpretation that you want
Well,
to
that's
sit with?
I think it goes back. I think that goes back to what I said about your channel,
Exactly.
choosing your channel.
Yeah.
Listen, because the truth, okay, so you call God whatever you want to call him. For me, it's Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus came, set an example. I live Christ-like. I'm a Christian because I'm Christ-like like him. But if you're wholeheartedly and innocently believing in something and following it,
What's wrong with that, right?
what's wrong with that?
I think as a culture, as a society, you know where I think the mistake lies?
Where?
That people are looking at news media outlets as their new church.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, the fear of man.
And I
Google
really
that.
think that people are looking at the Fox News, the people are looking at the CNN, the MSNBCs of the world,
Dude.
and going, "This is my worship, this is my belief, and I'm not straying from it one bit."
Yeah.
That's fucked up, dude.
Yeah. Well, and
because you're allowing the narrative to be controlled by the dollar.
yeah. No,
Because that's nothing but greed narrative.
Well, I think
And look at Ted Turner, right? Ted Turner's the one. Ted Turner's the one who built this model,
Mm-hmm.
right? 24-hour news nonstop in their mother effing faces, right?
Yeah.
And then once they had them controlled by that path, it's like,
Yeah.
there's no getting out now.
No, you could.
So the only way to get out is to turn it off.
Yeah, and I mean, I could go on all night about it, but I know we can't sit and talk about it. But you know what I believe and where I come from and who I believe, I'm not going to be afraid of much. And the people that I follow and get influence from, and fortunately because of how we work in our industry and stuff, I've gotten a front row seat for some very successful men. Like I have worked for some guys that literally have built the last 40 years of America.
Right.
Literally.
That.
And I look at the way they manage me and the boat. I look at the people that work for them, and I just look at the whole picture. I get a front row seat to their wisdom, and I take what I can and I digest it, and it helps me a lot. You know, I don't look at CNN and all this crap.
Yeah.
You know, I listen to a lot of books and things like that, but I mean, it's just you can choose what you want. You know,
Right.
it is what it is. All right. Dang. What's in this
What the
stuff?
hell happened to you guys
What's
tonight?
in this stuff, dude?
Was this one?
Did I do that?
No, I think the stuff was blessed or something.
Oh my God.
It's anointed.
It's anointed.
What the hell happened?
I don't
We just
know,
got
man.
abducted by aliens, I think.
Thank you very much for having
us.
Oh, man. All right, listen. We're going to end this at the bar.
Mhm.
All right, we're going to mosey on to the bar.
Oh, jeez.
Right? We're going to, well, you guys, unless you guys want to go home, but
Nah, I'm
No,
not.
that
no,
sucks
no.
if you do.
I'm not going home.
Yeah.
Listen, I just want to say that we bring a lot of people on the show, and you know, today is the reason why I do this show.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
like, okay, all right, we got our business, and we want to use this as a marketing tool. We want to do whatever Connected by Water is, and you know, okay, it's good for the studio and things like that. But the real reason why I started the show is tonight.
Amen to that, brother.
Is to just bring my friends on and just drink some rum and hang out and talk and
Yeah.
broadcast it to the world for whatever purpose or reason, whether good or bad or, whatever be damned. You know what I mean? So I want to thank you guys. I mean, seriously,
Thank you,
Dude, thanks for
Ryan.
having
Yeah.
us.
for letting loose and letting go.
Can I tell you,
Yeah.
you know, one of those things that one of my pet peeves, especially, is like the people that don't call during the off season. You know what I mean? Like, I enjoy talking to people.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So those people that I speak to when it's not time for a tournament or anything like that, where we're like, hey man, how are your kids?
Yeah.
Oh, my
right.
kids are great. You know what I mean? How's life? How's this? Oh man, the charter business is great. This is good. This is good. All right,
Yeah.
man, I'll catch you later. You know what I mean? Having conversations
Mhm.
that
Dude,
have nothing to
for
do
sure.
with, hey,
Yeah.
yeah,
This
we're
show is
catching them
therapy
on the-
for me.
Yeah.
That's good.
It shows
Amen.
therapy for me. It really is. It's like I bust my ass just like you guys do. I grind it out like 60 hours a week, whatever like that, and I spend as much time as possible with my family, and that's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mhm.
I needed to carve out some time to have some like meaningful conversation
Yeah.
or just like not party stuff, you know what I mean? It's just
No.
like, look, dude, let's sit down and let's get real for a minute. I need that in my life.
You have to
know what I
have
mean?
it.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
have
man.
to have it, and that's what I wanted this
Mhm.
show to be. And you know what? I think there's other people in the world that need that too.
For sure.
And if we can vicariously
Well,
bring that to
I
people,
mean,
then mission accomplished.
if you look at the whole world and podcasts and different things that are happening, the way we communicate and news and everything else, it's all turning into this.
Yeah.
It's all true because it's organic and it's more relatable. We've been fed so much BS and
Yeah.
staged things.
Dude,
scripted.
this show is not scripted. This
No.
show is not staged.
Not
Listen,
at all.
I can
Before
tell
I got
people
here,
that-
I was like, why am I coming here?
exactly. And this is what I want to tell. Like, and I did not think at all, what the hell am I going to talk about with these guys? Because this is episode 105.
Yeah.
Right. And I've done enough of these to realize that I'm bringing on the people because I know who I'm bringing on.
Yeah.
And that's enough for me.
Yeah.
And we'll get there eventually.
For
You
sure.
know, we got stupid in the beginning or whatever, but that's part of it. That was fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As we got to the point.
Yeah.
And that is it, right? And what the whole point of today was your ego's not your amigo. Right?
Man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So listen, I want to thank our sponsors for allowing us to do this.
Yes, sir.
So Joey Cardi, you've been very good to us throughout the years.
Gonna get Ben a deal on a truck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
we
let's
got to get
delete that
Yanni a
first
deal on the
part.
truck too. Yanni was
Everybody
coming in.
needs deals on trucks.
Yeah, Yanni wants a Jeep. Nick wants a truck. What do you want, a Jeep or a truck? You're a truck guy, all right. So Nick DeSantis, no relation, wants a truck. We always
Yeah.
got to make that distinction.
And I personally need a delete of the first 5 minutes of this show.
Do you really?
No, I'm playing. Whatever. It's the truth.
If you can, they're your huckleberry right there. They can make anything
All
happen.
right, Doc Holidays.
Yeah. Yeah, go over there, talk to Dean. They'll see what they can do for you. Listen, I don't want to make any promises. You guys have heard me say this before, but if you do say that I'm walking in here because I heard about your dealership on the Connected by Water podcast, you might get a better deal than most people will.
All right,
That's all
good
I'm going to say. And I also want to thank our good buddies at Papa's Pilar, who just randomly bring cases of rum here to the studio, and they just show up and drop off boxes
It's
of
anointed.
these bottles. And
Anointed.
It's
Um,
anointed.
listen,
The Church of Key West.
one thing I can tell you about the Papa's Pilar family and the Papa's Pilar network is that it's real. It's authentic, and it's a family, and it's not just your average rum company, and it's not just your average group of guys that are in this industry. It's
Very cool.
really a cool bunch of people that are really all about truly being authentic and living that life. So I want to give a shout out to them. If you're in the market for a center console boat, please go out and check out CV Boats. I want to also invite you to go to shop.cvboats.com, where you can check out the Friel collection, where we designed their entire line of apparel and printed it and produced it and everything like that. And so when you get sent your CV shirt, it comes from our studio. So please go check them out. Also, if you're hungry, please go check out Papa's Raw Bar and order something off the Connected by Water sushi menu. You won't regret it because it's the best food in town. Captain Ben Sharpe, Captain John
boy.
Van Dellen. Oh, Captain, my Captain.
I can't stand that. when people walk up and go, Captain.
This tough.
Really, it bothers
Yeah,
you.
I don't
Yeah.
like it.
I'm Ben.
I'm like, I'm John.
I love it though. I love it.
All right,
Really.
all right.
It makes
Fair
me
enough.
feel fuzzy.
It's theatrical.
It's theatrical. It is. You got to put a patch over your eye next time you come here. And like
Hey,
Be
careful-
careful- walk
Be
with a
careful
peg
what
leg.
you wish for.
walk in with a peg leg.
Oh God. You better
Right.
not, bro.
I won't.
Next time you come, you got to put one of those big British Admiral hats on. Walk in here.
Oh, well, I'll tell you after we get off. I have a funny story
that
about
sucks for the audience.
I had a
They got to tune in next time.
Real
Do it
quick.
next time.
I had a mate on a motor yacht,
Really?
and
Did he call you Hello Sailor?
No, he's a great kid. But whenever I would go home, I'd be like, "You're in charge now. I'm going home." So we were in St. Martin, and I found this old, huge Navy hat, and I said, "While I'm gone, you are to wear this every day, so everybody knows you're in charge." And that kid wore that thing around every single day. This huge Navy hat.
Your ego is not your ego.
Wow.
Always do your best, and at the end of the day, just remember to
Sir,
let God
you
do the
are
rest.
A dick.
And don't ever forget that no matter where we are, no matter what we're doing, we are all.
Connected by water, baby.
Thank you very much, gentlemen,
Thank you
for
very
joining me. Let's go to the bar.
Amen to that.
All right, bye.